Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Welcome to Monday night and Memorial Day. In this last hour or so we have left, we have some clouds overhead, but raindrops are all someplace else. Any chance of showers later this week? That with your 7-day forecast in minutes.
All right, Andrew. A driver loses control, slamming into a gas pump. What he did moments later that has police trying to find him.
We begin, though, with the state easing COVID restrictions, including lifting the 11 p.m. curfew for bars and restaurants. Let's go ahead and start there tonight at 11. That curfew is just one of many restrictions being lifted tomorrow. It
comes as Michigan is getting closer to 60% of adults having at least one vaccine shot. Our Priya Mann is live downtown to break down all the changes that take effect tomorrow. Hi, Priya.
Well, Jason, Sandra, the first thing, just take a listen. It certainly sounds like it was pre-pandemic. We're on the outskirts of Greektown, really close to Campus Martius. Haven't seen the area like this for more than a year. Folks just itching to get out as those COVID restrictions set to expire in under an hour.
It's going to be great for the economy, the businesses, the people, and I'm ready for it.
These cousins were grabbing a quick drink at the Old Miami in Midtown before enjoying the final night of a scaled-down event for Movement.
It's going to make companies a lot more business. People are going to be out more, interacting more. I think it's all positive, honestly.
Starting Tuesday, all outdoor capacity limits will be lifted. Restaurants and bars can operate indoor dining at 50% capacity, and the 11 p.m. curfew will be lifted. And there will no longer be a limit on the number of guests allowed to dine at one table at a time.
11 kind of became the new 2 a.m. because we had to have everything closed. So people were still coming out and there was still business. It was just a shift in the time that they were out.
But some think the restrictions are being lifted too soon.
I'm an entertainer and performer. I would love to be around people, and even though people are being vaccinated, we have a lot of people who are not. I think that we are moving too quick, too soon.
For the most part, businesses and patrons were looking forward to the change and looking ahead to July 1st, when all of Michigan's restrictions will be rolled back.
We are definitely going to be in need of more staff because we're going to have later hours, more time, and we're already short-staffed as it is. We've been locked up for so long that people are just happy to be out, and we're happy to be able to cater to that.
Yeah, there certainly is a different vibe in the air tonight, as you can hear. Now, remember, businesses can still enforce their own mask mandates, and of course, all restrictions are set to end July 1st. Reporting live from downtown Detroit, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
You know, the over-under on engine revs during our live shot was 1.5. Dang, I took the under.
I like it. I like it.
That's 3. So anybody who's going big on that, yeah, should have expected that. All right, Priya.
I gotta go.
Thanks.
All those familiar sounds, right, that come with the crowds picking back up.
Not all of them good, but that's all right.
That's true. Well, a mostly sunny Memorial Day today. So many people making their way out to Belle Isle. State Police actually had to close the island right around 8 o'clock because of overcrowding.
Yeah, people are ready to get back out there. It was a nice warm day out there, Andrew, for people to get used to this.
Oh, you got that right. I mean, temperatures made it above 70 degrees. We had some sunshine, and it's still pretty mild out there right now. We have temperatures that are still in the mild 60s here in downtown Detroit, 66 degrees over on the east side. Over at City Airport, 60 right on the nose in Mount Clemens. Hello, Pontiac, you've got 64 degrees at this hour. Even 59 or 58 degrees like in Port Huron and Ann Arbor is still pretty mild. We're looking at mild to cool conditions overnight, and it remains dry. There's still a healthy amount of clouds overhead, mostly high and mid-level clouds, 64 degrees over at Metro Airport with a calm wind. We'll see temperatures down to the 50s later on by dawn tomorrow, becoming partly cloudy with some sunshine returning. Sunrise is just before 6 a.m. What about tomorrow afternoon? We'll talk about where temperatures go from here because it does get warmer tomorrow, and we still need the rain. I'm also going to talk about showers in your 7-day forecast and summer-like conditions by this coming weekend, next Saturday and Sunday. All that in just a few minutes.
All right, Andrew, after 44 years in law enforcement, including the last 8 as chief of police here in Detroit, James Craig is calling it a career. The chief now set to retire tomorrow. This as rumors continue to swirl about a possible run for governor. Victor Williams joins us now live with his one-on-one interview with the chief now just hours before his retirement. Victor?
Yes, that's right. This is the last interview that you're going to see of the chief in full uniform. But it was a bittersweet moment as he reflected on his career that in a way has now come full circle.
I love Detroiters. I love the men and women who serve. both the sworn and civilian. I love them.
Soon to be retired Police Chief James Craig looks back on his decorated career here in Detroit, capping off a career that spans over 4 decades.
As I always say, the last 8 years has been the best time of my entire career. Wonderful time. I've met great people.
However, the city of Detroit is special. Although the chief has worked in LA, Portland, and Cincinnati, Detroit is the place where it all began.
June 1977, I sat at the training academy, excited about the future, 19 years old. And here I am 44 years later, having gone full circle.
And while that may have only been the beginning, Chief Craig's story isn't over just yet. It's well known by now the chief may be exploring other options of public servitude, this time in possibly a political office.
It's no secret that a number of people have approached me for seeking office here in the state of Michigan. That's something I'm reflecting on.
But whatever happens, the chief says the best is yet to come.
Let's just say I'm excited about the next phase of my professional career, whatever that may be, and I'm looking forward to it.
And the chief did tease an upcoming announcement to be made soon. The only thing is there is no time frame on when that announcement will be. But of course, we'll keep everyone updated when that does happen. Victor Williams, Local 4, back to you.
And Victor, we know there's been a lot of buzz, of course, surrounding this. Did the chief say anything at all about, at this point, what he believes his legacy may be?
Yes, boosting morale at the police department. You got to understand things were a lot different when he took office originally. On top of that, notice that back in 2020, when a lot of the protests were going on, a lot of other cities were burning while Detroit was just fine. And that's because of a lot of the planning that the chief has done. So that's going to be a part of his legacy, no doubt.
All right. Thank you, Victor.
Speaking of Detroit police, they are investigating a rollover crash at a West Side gas station.
This happened on McNichols near Evergreen, and this is surveillance video here, and you can see it shows the driver of a white car speeding into the gas station, losing control, and then at one point rolls over. Then he ran from his car into someone else's.
He gets out the car, gets on the phone and was talking to somebody, when it pulls up. He runs over to the car and talks to the driver, and then he said, well, go back there and get something out of the car, then come back, throw it in the back seat and go.
Police tell us there was no serious damage to the gas pump, and they are now tonight looking for that driver.
A 2-year-old boy is killed in northern Oakland County after falling off a tractor. It happened Saturday night on Nelson William Drive in Brandon Township. Investigators say the boy fell off the tractor that was driven by a relative. He was taken to the hospital where he died from his injuries. An autopsy shows the child died from blunt force trauma to the head. Deputies say the child's relative admitted he was drinking before the accident. The 33-year-old was taken into custody, and investigators are still waiting on results of a blood test to see how much alcohol was in his system.
A driver is shot and killed on I75 in Detroit. This happened late last night on the southbound lanes near Mack. Witnesses say they saw a person in a white SUV shooting from the sunroof at a black car. The 22-year-old driver in that black car was rushed to the hospital where he died from his injuries. Police say this was not a random shooting, and tonight they continue looking for the shooter.
This Memorial Day, parades returned to Metro Detroit as we learned of veterans who wanted to make sure the tradition continued last year.
Today in Auburn Hills, the usual tributes were given for those who made the ultimate sacrifice. But last year, Korean War veteran and City Council member Henry Knight led a smaller, socially distant parade to make sure an 81-year tradition didn't end.
We marched from the Legion to the cemetery where they put all the wreaths and the honors that we do each year.
We went for a walk. Happened to have our flags and, had a ceremony at the cemetery to honor the fallen, like we do every year and like we will do every year, God willing.
And in Royal Oak, their parade marched down Main Street after last year's event was canceled due to the pandemic. This year's theme, Rosie the Riveter, celebrating women in the workforce. President Biden observing Memorial Day at Arlington National Cemetery.
The president asking Americans to turn their respect for those we honor today into action.
And so remember those who gave their all in the cause of unity, in the cause of a nation that endures because of them. We must honor their sacrifice by sustaining the best of America while honestly confronting all that we must do to make our nation fuller, freer, and more just.
The president and Vice President Kamala Harris also laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier.
Still ahead here at 11, a police officer nearly run over during a very dangerous stunt.
Oh my God.
You know what that stunt is. The action now being taken to stop street racing in this community.
23 people shot at a banquet hall in Florida. The new video police hope can lead to the shooters.
But first, the federal government offering deals to 2 Metro Detroiters charged in the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. It's next.